Hey everybody, how's it going? So we have some interesting comments talking about Wonder Woman 1984, which for a long time we've just kind of considered that a sequel to the Wonder Woman movie that came out beforehand. But according to producer Charles Roven, he says that it's actually more akin to a standalone film than a sequel. And honestly, he can say that as much as he wants, but technically if the movie is basically featuring the same cast, and it's taking place in the same universe, and it takes place after the first movie, it's a sequel. I don't really know why they would say it's not a sequel, it's more of a standalone. It's a sequel. You could have a story that's standalone, but it's still a sequel to your Wonder Woman franchise. So I just kind of think his comments kind of don't make a lot of sense, but there's more context to them when you read his whole quote, which is, he says, Patty Jenkins was just determined that this movie should be the next iteration of Wonder Woman, but not a sequel. And she's definitely delivering on that. It's a completely different time frame, and you'll get a sense of what Diana/Wonder Woman had been doing in the intervening years, but it's a completely different story that we're telling. And I guess he's kind of saying it's more standalone film in the same way Indiana Jones or James Bond films are, instead of one continuous story that requires many installments. And I get that. Basically, you're just saying, hey, instead of doing a bunch of stories that build off of each other, like a lot of trilogies usually do, we're doing more standalone films. And I get that, but I still think that's maybe, a lot of people are probably going to take his words out of context, I'm sure, but I do think that what he's kind of saying is really dumb in general, because even the Indiana Jones films, even the James Bond films, they're still sequels. They're just not sequels in the same sense where you would have to watch, let's say, Captain America the First Avenger, or you'd probably have to watch Batman Begins, of course, to understand the other films, which usually that's how it goes anyways. I'm sure if you really want to understand this version of Wonder Woman, you're gonna still, especially backstory wise, you're still gonna have to watch the first Wonder Woman Patty Jenkins made. So I don't really think that, I think he's trying to say basically hey, don't worry, we're telling self-contained stories, akin almost to how Nolan did. The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and Dark Knight Rises, they had little traces that connected them here and there, but overall each story was its own story. Yeah, comment below your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about his quote? And we'll see you guys later.